Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read through for Reiwa no Dara-san Volume 5 Part 1. We'll be doing chapters 34, 35, and 36, the first third of Volume 5. I am excited to continue. Basically, not gonna do a huge intro. I think my only thoughts moving in here are that I really love every aspect of it, like I've mentioned before, the comedy, the fan service, the serious stuff, the horror, all of it's been written so well. I love the characters and their relationships, the way the lore of this small town has been built up. I am so excited to see more of the flashback stuff and how those families come to be. So much of that is good and exciting. I will say though, again, much like I said all through last volume, the one place where I think we've started slacking is the comedy in the fan service especially. I want more comedy, I want more fan service, because I feel like the balance was perfect in Volume 1 and then moving into 2 and 3, but we've kind of sort of lost the balance a little bit and we've gone a bit too heavy on the more serious stuff in comparison to not having enough fan service and fun, goofy comedy. Like, I want the fun, goofy, crazy out there comedy of the first couple volumes back. I want Volume 1 Kaoru back, especially. Kaoru was so much funnier and better, I feel like, in the earlier volumes. I want Succubus Kaoru. I want Swimsuit Kaoru. I want Swimsuit Kaoru again. I want some of the funny stuff we had back then back some more. So while I've been loving things and I loved Volume 4, I really like the first couple volumes were some of my favorite manga stuff that I have read, so I really want to be at that level again where it's just some of the best stuff I've read. So continuing on into Volume 5, we've got the cover here with Hinata this time. Neat. Okay, then are they drifters? It seems they were the pair that have been stealing from the village lately. They appeared to be hiding in a hollow on the hill. Those remains are a sight they saw more than enough during that tragedy. A bizarre form with crushed limbs. The people of the village who saw it were lost for words. So again, back in the day, this is just something they'd have going on out in the forests. Regardless, we cannot allow any victims to come from the village. Tell them to descend the mountain immediately if they hear the sound of a bell. Make sure it's strictly enforced that they do not go near the Forbidden Land. The children who were not shown what happened that day do not know the terror of the curse, and this is how it gets passed down through the years so much. Please explain it to them thoroughly. Just like those held by the cursed arm, this curse arose from the resentment of having one's limbs severed. You could even call it the final technique of the younger priestess. The younger priestess's consciousness may finally be starting to fade. If the snake devours the soul of the younger priestess completely, will our techniques cease to have meaning? I don't think they'd be meaningless. It's you, or it is you, and we who are bound by the branching black pearl, are not the kin of the person known as the younger priestess, but of the Yamagami Yamatagi Madara. However, even with our techniques, a suitable divinity is required to bind it within the sanctuary, even if that divinity is a yokai forcibly enshrined as a cursed god. I'm sorry, but you're the only one who can move safely within the mountains. For a while longer, please investigate Yamatagi Madara and remain on guard. Jurota had begun to exorcise the curse that took human lives. He could only pray that the infamy of Yamatagi Madara, who bore the face of the younger priestess, would not defile the memory of the younger priestess while she was alive. On that rainy night when the younger priestess died, although she had lost her life force, spiritual energy, and even her flesh and blood as an offering to the snake, he had recovered both of her legs, which remained as nothing but bone. This was the only thing left of the priestess's body that remained human. He took this to the eastern mountain, where she lived and where they spent time together, and he buried it using a great rock as a monument, in a place where Yamatagi Madara luckily did not roam. Okay, so is that the monument that's still there to this day? So that it would never be misused by anyone. Her human remains are there. He made it a testament to her having died as a human. Afterward, he began to slowly carve the great rock with a chisel. In the unlikely event that the snake completely becomes the master of Yamatagi Madara's consciousness, and to ensure he cannot lay a hand on the remains of the younger priestess, this stone monument, into which spells and prayers were poured over many long years, still remains today. And we have 34th mystery, and we have Kanna and Kaoru at the monument. Nice. I checked the data, and we have Naomichi. There are no problems. Sorry for always leaning on you, Miwa-chan. It's fine, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I happen to be free. I'll help you out with things like illustrations for school once in a while. Even though we're cousins, I feel bad troubling a professional. If you're really worried about it, you can just give me a discount on the costume costs for my sales girl next time. Then, oh, you're getting a call? I'm hanging up now. No, it's okay. It's from my mom. Is it really? Are they both going to be getting played by Kaoru? Like, oh, I need help with my sales girl. Oh, I need help with this for school. And Kaoru, like, he doesn't know that Kaoru is the sales girl, and she doesn't know that Kaoru is, like, the one commissioning him so much. Isn't it that thing again? Is there someone special? Not married yet, or something like that? That's it exactly. Since you're living at home, Miwa-chan, don't you get told that even more? No, not anymore. Oh? Unlike me working at home, you'd think there would be more chances for encounters at a school for you. Well, these things are all about fate. And the cat is staring on. When Naomichi Furagi's beloved cat Arare was stricken with illness and on the verge of death, then, referring to Volume 3, he was granted spiritual power by Dara-san as a reward for the cost of the many outfits Kaoru orders, securing his future as a Bakeneko. Well, I'm heading off to work. And then we have the cat gearing up and heading out. If one were to classify him, he is a half yokai. Love advice. You're asking if your master can find a nice girlfriend. Even if you say that to me, haven't you chosen the wrong person to consult? A face that says, I don't know any other humans I can talk to. I love this. I love the cat as a character and the like goofy, chill face that it has. And the way that it just communicates to Dara through facial expressions, but she knows exactly what it's saying. Also, ma'am, they're looking mighty heavy. I could hold them for you in that right panel. Wow. The Hungalo Bungas. Well, I suppose I'll head to the elementary school and start by observing the situation. Since you're wearing clothes, I can put the invisibility talismans in your pocket, which is handy. Are they going... A face that says my master made these. It would be so funny if they try to set him up with like one of the teachers, but it ends up being the teacher who's not even real. The yokai one. But he's an elementary school teacher, right? One would think there would be introductions from colleagues or parents. Have you not heard any stories at home? A face that says not a single one. Is that so? Oh, it's recess. Kitty, pet the kitty! A face that says, well, for children's teasing, this is on the milder side, so it's fine. You're here early. I could see you even during class, and we have invisibility talisman. By the way, seems the homeroom teacher who's always making costumes for you is single. His pet cat seems to be worried about it. I'm surprised to learn that Dara-san has fairy tale-like abilities. It must be a passive ability of a Yamagami. Passive, she says. Mountain beasts, and that's funny too, because she's starting to think in gamer terms. Mountain beasts and animals that have become my kin can understand my thoughts to a certain extent. No way. More importantly, do you know of any single woman of suitable age? You shouldn't expect an elementary school boy to know the ages and marital status of the adults at school. Well, the ones I can think of are Hinata-sensei from social studies, Junko-sensei from math, and Shiho-sensei in the infirmary, and we have pictures. You actually know. Are they all single? Who knows? Should I go ask someone who might know more? And we have someone who might know more. We see Kozue. Go then. Roger that being sent out. Come to think of it, that was the first time I actually put him to work. A face that says, so until now you were just being made to do things. Well, we have new ha 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 ha, the laughing. Only Shiho-sensei was free. The informant is amazing. So is she on good terms with your homeroom teacher? I don't know, so let's try it out. The teacher just arrived. Dara-san, do something. What? Something like something that makes me feel sick. Surprisingly, he puts his body on the line. Eh? Well, shall I try a very light curse? It might feel like anemia or something like that, as expected of a curse god, but fine-tuning isn't your thing. I'll do a little... Right, she did blow the fireball that time through the trees. I'll do a little stumble in front of the teacher. Give me back my life force later. I know. Excuse me, do you have a moment? And we have yes, come in. School nurse, Tsuifuji Shiho. And I wonder if the Tsuifuji will have any numbers in it, because we know about the families now. Excuse me, Furagi-sensei? What happened? Oh? Misugie-kun from my class has an upset stomach. Well, yeah, I was hit with a fairly serious case of feeling sick. Sorry. A face that says sorry. Well, I'll leave the rest to you. Yes, your voice jumped up all of a sudden. Shiho-sensei? What is it? Are you on good terms with Furagi-sensei? Sensei? Tsuifuji-sensei? And she snaps into a flashback? Yes. Excuse me, is someone injured? No, it's a gift. Thank you very much. I apologize for being rude, but you seem a bit down lately. Did something happen? No, it's nothing major. My arranged marriage meeting didn't go well. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ask such a personal thing. It's fine, I'm used to it. I'm often told that I'm unsociable, and look like I'm in a bad mood all the time. Is that so? It is. I don't dislike children, but I can't get as desperate about romance as my parents are rushing me to be. I understand. I'm also preoccupied with my hobbies and my cat, so I have no connection at all to that kind of talk. Though in my case it seems impossible even if I tried. Is that so? It is. Well, I don't think you need to force yourself to think you have to get married, unless there's someone you can feel relaxed with when you're together. Relaxed. At the very least, thanks to you, I feel a bit more at ease now. It's not bad, I think. Probably. Oh! Well, for now, take some medicine and lie down for a bit. Ooh ho ho, foo ho ho ho. And that's how it went. I see. And we have King Kong 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 sound effects. We were watching too. It was good that they aren't on bad terms, but they seem like just ordinary colleagues. A face that says, I guess so. What? Why are you so angry? What are you so angry about? It might be difficult within the school, but since he's serious and popular with the students, he'll surely be blessed with a good match eventually. A face that says, well, if God says so. Don't be satisfied with that, damn it. Kaoru having decided that both God and Bakeneko were unreliable. Is that so? It is. Immediately leaked various bits of Funegi's information. So, we have Kaoru playing matchmaker. That was super cute. That was super cute. I love, again, Dara-san and the cat's relationship. That was so funny. That was so funny. And then Kaoru was really good here too. And I think it's cute setting up the teacher and Naomichi. So we have Invisibility Talisman. Then a talisman hastily inscribed to hide Kaoru, who appears to others as if talking to himself for ages when conversing with the invisible Dara-san. Originally these were written on cloth, bark, or on the back of a mask, and took effect by covering the face, the thing that allows an individual to be recognized, but even a talisman the size of one in the story has some degree of effectiveness. In the era when Dara-san lived as a sorcerer, paper was extremely precious, so talisman arts often utilized wood, bamboo, or cloth. Nowadays, brush pens and plain notepads are doing a fantastic job. Then we have Arare, and we have the Bakeneko form. Furugi's pet cat, who was stricken by illness but given spiritual power by Dara-san to become half yokai, male. Even though he is called a half yokai, he's currently in the process of gradually transforming his body into a supernatural entity in order to become a Bakeneko after death. He possesses spiritual power but has no special abilities like suspicious techniques. However, he has exceeded the average lifespan of a cat and possesses a reasonably high level of intelligence. But eventually, once he becomes a Bakeneko, Arare will likely have to disappear from his owner's sight before he vastly exceeds a cat's lifespan. And It is maybe a reference, like Arale is maybe, I think how they translated it before. And we have, he should just transform into another cat that looks similar and come back. Genius! actually genius. Really, you could just recycle owners that way. Okay, very good chapter. That was really fun. I thought that was really, really fun. And I just love Dara-san so much. So let's go to chapter 35. Chapter 35, back into the flashback, we have making it the enshrined deity of the shrine? Indeed. Although for now, it shows no sign of leaving the sacred area. Judging from that incident with the drifters the other day, I cannot imagine how much damage would be caused if that thing ever left the mountain. No matter which consciousness becomes the dominant one within Yamatagi Madara, we must have it take its place as the Yamagami as soon as possible. However, even if we tell them to worship Yamatagi Madara directly in this village, where the scars of that night's tragedy remain so clear, it might only breed intense fear, granting it power as a yokai rather than a divinity. Therefore, that Yamatagi Madara, the remnant of the snake, is being suppressed and appeased by the priestess who became the Yamagami. We need such a facade, something that's neither a total lie nor the absolute truth. That twisted stone, born from you and the younger priestess's right arm, it's a fragment of Yamatagi Madara, but it has a strong connection to the younger priestess and is perfect as a sacred object. And for the deity we enshrine in this way, we need a name that's neither false nor true. I hear that is what everyone called the younger priestess, though it seems no one knows it. Jurota? You wouldn't know it, would you? The name, or you would know it, wouldn't you? The name of the younger priestess? Now we have 35th Mystery, and we have a frontispiece with I love Murph, Kaoru, and the Dara-san. I went to a movie with a friend the other day, remember? We have Hinata coming in. Yes. And the shirt, the Mega Something no Obasan. The one where you were saved thanks to the hard work of a little snake that seemed to be your friend's guardian spirit. However, the reason why such things come into contact with you is might be because your bond with me has grown stronger, so I suppose I bear some responsibility. I might have to give you two a bit of training so you can protect yourselves. For real? I'll do it, right? Wait, I'm looking forward to that too, but Dara-san, aren't you you basically aren't allowed to go far from this mountain, right? That is correct. In that case, since there isn't one in our town, you've never been to a movie theater. The two of them are getting smug. Yeah, well, even if there were one in town, I guess a curse god couldn't exactly go there. That simply won't do. That said, even by train, it's an hour's distance from the restricted area to the theater. It's Mega Ecchi something Obasan? That said, even by train, it's an hour's distance from the restricted area to the theater. Since we can't take you out there, we borrowed this, a projector. You can return at any time. We have Miwa and the Dara-san in the back. What's that? However, the size we could do at my house wouldn't be enough. It's a 6 tatami mat room. So I want to go with 200 inches at 16 by 9 aspect ratio. That's 4,427 millimeters by 2,490 millimeters. Inches? Isn't that too big? We're planning to stick some craft paper on plywood and project it onto that. Is there a place that's quiet, dark, where we don't have to worry about noise and where we can set up a big board? That's a lot of demands. Well, I suppose I know of one such place. And they go into a cave? What is this place? A cave? Since this place became unnecessary for the time being, I blocked the entrance so it can only be reached via a technique, but it was originally a small cavern. I used a grand technique called Haku to expand this area into a demon sealing ground. Other than the Tori portal, it is a kind of barrier that cannot be reached even if you dig into it, as there's no entrance. There were stakes driven into the rock wall, so let's hang the board with some rope. Okay. The boards and the hole in the center are dangerous, so don't go near them, because if you fall, you'll die. A sealing place that became unnecessary for now. Does that mean something was here originally? This was once. The place where the body of Yamatagi Madara was sealed. Oh! It is now my other half sleeping within me. Ha! Ha! They says. These two. They do not seem to doubt me for a second, that I have everything under control, that I'm currently the master of this body by suppressing the snake's other half. This is something we're bringing up here and in the flashbacks, so I wonder where we're going with that in the present time. It's not a matter of firmly sealing it down. Impossible. Maybe I can do it, but rather a precarious state like a tug of war. I'm sure they don't even imagine it. Huh? Did he just get cursed to death simply for passing by? Is it really okay to curse someone so easily? And we see clearly now, mega ecchi tonari no obasan. So super ecchi neighbor lady. I mustn't follow that example. Then upper bodies get blown off and the effective range keeps rapidly expanding. Recent supernatural phenomena certainly cause immense damage. There are even some where the whole world gets involved. This place was made a long time ago, right? The reason the wood hasn't rotted and the iron hasn't rusted, is it for a similar reason as the Otherworld house? Indeed, particularly since this is the site where the seal itself is intended to be unchanging. I see. So based on what we heard before, this is the place Dara-san made when she was alive, and your older sister broke the seal. That is correct. For me, it's also the place where that loathsome past began. This is the first time I've been here since I blocked the entrance. It hasn't changed. Sorry for making you come to such an unpleasant place. I don't mind. I told you before, didn't I? Time erodes anger. By now, it's merely a place I've left behind, thinking it might be useful for something again. It's nothing for you two to worry about. Dada-san? Okay, next, which do you want? The one where the gross thing goes on a rampage in a spaceship, or a living dead panic type? And we have Alien. And what does that say? Zombina. Okay, Zombina. Okay, on top of that, Undead Princess Zombina, or Alien. So Alien plus hentai, we have the ugly bastard alien there. Down the side, it says Konohan? Or Konowa Hitode? I'm not sure. Tara no Bibi Ripa? It's kind of hard to see. Maybe I should worry just a little. Let's see. Because this clearly important looking stone was broken, then the lower body smashed through the lid and escaped from this hole, right? Gamer brains are so quick to understand, it's a lifesaver. Let's do a puzzle. There's spell-like stuff written on it, so we can do this. These two. Judging by the look of things, some of the fragments must have fallen into the hole. I'll put lifelines on you since it's dangerous. Awesome. Good. I thought she was going to levitate it up out of the hole, not just give them harnesses. I'm sure you'll eventually say you want to use this place for something else anyway. Bouldering. I might as well tidy it up now. Most of the fragments are lost, so the technique is no longer functional. I can't read it at all. It's nostalgic. What's written here? To put it in terms you would understand, most of it is like math equations. I see. Even though the seal itself is shattered, with a technique this large, this incantation board should also have the name of the practitioner in charge carved upon it. Oh? My name might still remain. This is it. It's a bit hard to read, but let's see. Okay, and we're pairing this with the flashback. That person was cursed by their own name. Are we going to get to learn? In exchange for not being stoned as an outcast child. She was named as someone who could never become Lady Tsubaki, the older priestess, and yet a name given as a mere component for Lady Tsubaki. Koharu. So, wow, I got chills, we finally have the name. Translators note the older sister is Tsubaki, while Dara is the name Koharu. You can see that Dara's name is 2 characters, while Tsubaki is only 1. That's why her name is a component from the older sisters. Okay. And we have the Koharu is written with tree and spring, whereas tree is in the Misugiya's name. It's the same as the deity of Hirahiro Shrine. I see, that's such a cute name. I see. The thoughts imbued within the name are carved into the soul. Dara-san? The reason I could not remember my own name. She must have wanted to throw it away. That name, which was branded with the fact that she was kept alive only to be my tool. Wow, we're going crazy here, hold on. The thoughts in the name are carved into the soul. And because Dara-san is a spiritual creature and it is just the soul, does remembering her name bring her back to life? Also, the belly scoot boobs. Again, the jublos, the hangabadongas. Very nice. So, again, her name is a part of her soul left inside of Dara-san? But we end there with, man, I need to see what's next. We end there with Haku Jomon. And it's not that she transformed into the sister, it's that the sister appeared as also part of her body. So interesting. We have Haku Jomon, White Tatami Gate. By removing the character for 1 from 100, white can sometimes represent 99. Here it not only metaphors a barrier spanning 99 tatami mats, but 100 represents the land, while white represents the domain contained within the land. This domain was cut out from the other world and stitched into the physical world. To maintain the special domain, renewal work was originally required at set intervals. Currently, Dara-san's presence as guardian spirit of the mountain is enough to keep it stable. Fortunately, the techniques to maintain the domain have been passed down through the rituals of Hirahiro Shrine. Furthermore, since the cursed arm of the Forbidden Land also uses its power to maintain this barrier, it should remain secure for a while. The domain not only hides the seal of the snake, but is also filled with spiritual energy, which serves to strengthen the seal. I'm wondering, though, with they said that Koharu was also part of the goddess's name. I'll have to go back and see what the goddess's name is in Japanese. And now we see Miwa's collection. We have the movies there. Then we can see okay, so I think it says like not Kono something. It looks clearer here. I think it looks like Miete Tara no Bibiri. If you look at this, if you look this way, you'll be scared. Alihen? Or Ariehen, rather. Alright. Then Kaoru borrowed these from Miwa Iroko along with the projector. The films Miwa owns are mostly horror and sci-fi. Those brought this time include a revenge drama of a vengeful spirit who met a tragic death, a brutal sci-fi panic horror caused by an unknown creature infiltrating a spaceship, and a splatter action movie where a sentient zombie girl mows down other zombies. Though the vibes differed, they were all bloody works. All of them are so-called B-grade horror, but since they were being let to elementary schoolers, she carefully selected titles that lacked the typical fan service scenes. I mean, you say that, but it's literally called Ailey Hen. I see gigantic boobs in 2 of the covers, and then panty shot and ass in another. But either way, I can't wait to see what happens next. This is a really cool development. And also, if her sister's back, that means so much with the relationship with her. What does that mean with more of what's going on with the Yamataki Madara? Are they now going to have the 3 spirits existing in one body? And like Dara-san said before, she lost a lot of her memories and stuff. She isn't Koharu anymore. She isn't Koharu. She isn't the snake. She's a combination of Koharu and the snake. And at this point, she is Dara-san. But we're getting even deeper into her identity. It's some of the most serious stuff we've had so far. Let's see what happens. Chapter 36, some of the biggest stuff so far, and we're not starting with the flashback, makes sense with the way last time ended. This is the Haku Jomon from that time. Ah, how vexing. I will not forgive you, you who are nothing more than my limbs, my tools, and my parts. I wonder how much time has passed since I was killed by you. At that time, you were mixed with the snake, so there was nothing I could do. But But if it's Koharu who's tamed the snake, then that's a different story. I intended to have you, whom I crafted into a Shikigami, consume the snake for my use, although the order's been reversed. Okay. It's a stroke of good luck that you've accumulated this much power. Who? What a lovely guest. You do not belong in this place. I am this woman's older sister. My name is Tsubaki. And we have 36th Mystery. Man, the design work is like crazy cool looking. I see. So this much time has passed since then, and it seems someone like you has taken the seat of Yamagami. Hoo-hoo, you seem to be enjoying yourself. And you all are the family that tends to the Western Sanctuary. I see. This presence is somehow endearing. You're from that person's bloodline, aren't you? Ah, in that case, I shall take it. This is the land that person left behind. I shall take the seat of Yamagami in place of my unworthy younger sister. You may be afraid of this appearance, but rest assured, once I settle down a bit more, I'll become the beautiful and divine figure you desire. That would make it easier for you all to worship me. You wish. You're the one who killed Dara-san, aren't you? We'll absolutely never worship you. And we have fuck Kamada. And then, oh my, what foolish children. You're trapped in this place and cannot escape. As for that amulet you rely on, you cannot borrow its power now that I am Yamatagi Madara. No way. In this situation, I do not know how you intend to defy me. And her mouth starts ripping. Well, that is fine. It seems that there are others of that person's bloodline remaining. With this body that's now become a yokai, I shall first devour you all, and use you as firewood for the flames that will incinerate the lingering scent of my sister. And Dara-san is summoning a blade that fires out. She's doing the Orochimaru thing. She fires out the blade to the Dara-san, who cuts through the ropes. Dara-san? I'm not sure if I can help you escape in my current state, but first, focus on protecting yourselves. A hair stick. It's better than being empty-handed. A split body. A substitute. No, what is this? No, really, I wonder what is this? In any case, it was lucky that there was a place for my soul to escape to even temporarily. Without this, I would have been completely suppressed by my sister's grudge by now. It seems you were able to retrieve the protective sword you used to own when you were alive. However, it is a temporary dwelling after all. With that tiny doll body, what could you possibly do? And then we have Kaoru fighting them off. Huh? As expected of Dara-san's miraculous divine hair rod. The evil-looking stuff just blew away the moment it touched it. A boy who grew up playing in the mountains since he was little couldn't possibly fail to handle a perfectly good stick. Is that so? However, the divine power... The intrusive thoughts. We have definitely seen Kaoru handling a stick. The divine power remaining in that hair has been cut off. It is negligible. I wonder how long it will last. Why are you acting like you're facing an expert? The Dara-san reactions. Hey, I get that the current Dara-san's in trouble because your sister stole your power and body, so instead of being inside a body pillow like that, was this a body pillow? Why not use me? Don't be a fool. If I, who have almost no spiritual power left, were to use your body, it would not be a simple possession or a manifestation like back at the sea. To perform something close to a divine descent without any signs or charms, there's no telling what kind of harmful side effects or after effects might occur. It's fine, it's fine. I have to protect my little brother, because I'm the big sister. And that resonates with her. Don't blame me, no matter what happens. And she takes over. Hinata, what a pathetic appearance. You think you can face me. Being pathetic is something we share, sister. I was tampered with, both mentally and physically, so that I could be used by you. I suppose that was the plan all along. That is why my body was taken. No, even to you to the you that exists now, I ended up yielding myself as an offering. If there were a Dara-san gachapon, this would totally be the secret figure. You shut up for a second. Seems you're not aware. The current you is clinging to the limbs devoured by Yamatagi Madara. The same as my left arm, nothing but a grudge, the human dregs that were smoldering at the bottom of a yokai's stomach. So what of it? No, that is precisely why. I shall cast aside my human nature and take your place as the new Yamagami, and eventually I shall consume the descendants of that person, which I could not do back then. Koharu, you cannot defy me. Bamboo Blind, a name carved with such a heavy duty, is nothing but a curse. I remembered my name, and that my very existence was to be Sister's tool, and I accepted that. So she needs to not accept it. However, and we have her forming up hands of hair. It can't pierce through. It's because now she's not just Koharu, she's Dara-san. Far from just blocking the arrow. I can't move? This spiritual power, you're telling me this belongs to a single young girl. It took nearly 600 years, but I learned from these children how to be selfish, that it's okay to say no to things I dislike. Koharu, you... Sister, no. Call me Dara-san. And she takes her down. You human. A monument, and we get... Oh, that's so good. We get into the flashback. A monument secretly enshrining the younger priestess. Was its lack of inscription intentional? Fortunately or unfortunately, the family of exorcists gave all the fame to Lady Tsubaki, leaving only the older sister's name behind. The younger sister's name now exists only within the enshrined deity. Even that may eventually be passed down as nothing more than a play on Tsubaki's name. Even so, if this distinction allowed the younger sister to be freed from the name that bound her, perhaps a day will come when she can introduce herself with a fitting name of her own. Man, this chapter's so incredible. And we now have staples being put in. Is this kind of plywood okay for the lid of the giant hole? I'll reinforce it later, so that it's safe even if someone steps on it. The grudge of my sister, who fell into being a yokai, has lost its power and turned to stone. Even if this is not my sister herself, I lack the courage to fully absorb it, nor the resolve to completely destroy it. I had no choice but to seal it away. However, the fact that this arm remains as proof of the power I stole from my sister. It's the last bond I have with my own flesh and blood, a physical mark of the sin I committed by laying hands on my own kin. Perhaps that is what it truly signifies. Man, though, compared to that heavy sensation of having a large chest, this current feeling of liberation is amazing. And then, shall we do it again sometime? I am absolutely never doing that again. I mean, are you really okay? I think I pushed you way too far. Then, how are you feeling? Nothing in particular. For real? Since there was no major change, no one noticed at the time, but the upper portion created by Tsubaki's grudge that turned to stone was consumed from Dara-san's yokai power stock in her tail. Her snake portion became about 80 centimeters shorter. As for Hinata, who took in a tiny bit of Dara-san's spiritual power during the divine descent, no way, it can't be. She underwent a slight change in her 3 sizes. And we see the protective sword, a short sword given to Tsubaki and Koharu during their training under Kenju as a certificate of their mastery. It has no inscription. Possessing it at all times is strictly required. When first received, it was merely a purified blade, but it's said that by wearing it constantly while using techniques, it becomes imbued with the owner's spiritual power and gradually grows in strength. There is a legend that some protective swords worn for many years by powerful psychics will rust and crumble upon the owner's death, sharing their fate, but the truth of this is uncertain. In her current form, Dara-san usually keeps it hidden in her pocket or inside her body. And now we see Goo ha ha ha. What is this? The idea, I guess, of Kaoru? This is the version where Dara-san possessed me. How on earth did you look at that and end up with this? So, is what she said before, compared to that heavy sensation of having a large chest, this current feeling of liberation's amazing? Was that Hinata? It seems like that wouldn't be Hinata. I think that was... Would that just be Dara-san through Hinata? It's like I'm so used to having large boobs that it was nice not having as large ones as Hinata? Or is it Hinata? Because Hinata, you'd feel, wouldn't be excited. She'd be disappointed. She'd be like, dang it, where did the heavy sensation go? I want to keep the heavy sensation. Is the way she usually is. But either way, we end there. That was a great set of chapters. Some of the best serious stuff so far. We now know the human who was once who Dara-san once was. We know her name now, Koharu. We got stuff with the sister, who I honestly kind of wish there was a way for the sister spirit to stick around so that we could get more there, but maybe we will have some stuff in the future because it was just the grudge left behind by her. But that was really good stuff on a serious note. So yeah, I'm super happy with that. And since we did all that, I was so scared I was going to get cliffhung. Since we did all that and I didn't get cliffhung here, I wonder what we get next. Like, those two chapters were amazing. Before that, we got the cat chapter, which was really, really funny. That was great. So really great. I loved that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I don't think I have much more to say. So if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of the chapters or my first thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more Reiwa no Dara-san, much more on the channel. If you want to help support the channel by sharing around or dropping a super thanks, it's appreciated. If you want to help support the channel by becoming a member or patron, you can support the channel, get your name at the end of videos, and get One Piece Bingo early. Just hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description. Thank you to people who are already members and patrons. Thank you to chosen regulars Evan Hawley and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls, DD Man, and Maru, Chiverton Student, David Langstaff, Slayer Candidates, SGN, Stains Eater, and Pure Element, Pate Ariel. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.